Welcome. Join me as I explore and camp through northern Namibia. My favorite country in Africa, it's full of beautiful landscapes, incredible wildlife, and interesting people. I woke up early and headed north to Kahadu. This is known as a bit of a hidden gem in Namibia. It's way off the beaten path and 4x4 only, so there's supposed to be very few tourists and lots of wildlife. The second highest density only to Etosha. I'm here at Kahadu National Park. It's a pretty cool park. It is, all the roads are 4x4 only, so it's a relatively unmaintained park, so not very many people come to it. But there's supposed to just be tons and tons of animals. I think I'm running into a similar problem here as I did to the last two places I was at up on the Caprivi Strip. And that is, we had some rain here recently. So that does make the roads a lot nicer with the deep sand and whatnot. But all the animals tend to spread out into the wilderness because a bunch of little water holes pop up when it rains rather than congregating at the few big holes here in the park like what I'm next to now. I drove by this one earlier. There were a few oryx here. I drove up to another watering hole and it was nothing there, really exposed. Saw a couple giraffe when I was leaving this one before also, but this one, kind of get up on a hill here where I can see a ways and I'm in the shade, so I'm a little less conspicuous. Obviously animals still know I'm here because I'm in a big white truck, but the less you can stand out, the less skittish they get. You don't have to wait as long for them to come to the watering hole. So I'll sit here for a little while, look at the beautiful view. Maybe take a nap. See what we got going. There's a little antelope up there on the hill. You may not be able to see them, but way out there, there's a couple of ostriches walking away. So, we'll see. Alright, I raced into my campground today thinking I needed to get set up real quick before some rain came in, and then I thought, you know what, I can set up in the rain. It'd be better to try to maybe catch a time lapse of the weather coming in. So there's this hill behind my campsite. I packed up real quick and just about sprinted up the hill to try to get up here, and I think the rain may hold off, but the wind has kicked up. I flew my drone a little bit ago and I thought I was going to lose it because it was dead calm, and then a couple seconds later and it was in the air. I was getting gusts like this, and whew, barely got it back to me. But if things turn out right, that's the time lapse I'm trying to get. Hopefully you can hear me with this wind. I'll try to shield the mic a little bit. But in any case, if the rain does come in, I may be in trouble because my camp is all the way down there, and that little, there it is, that little tan spot. So I'll have a pretty good hike in the rain, and I don't know if you can see off there in the distance the streaks. It is definitely raining, so hopefully this will be worth it. You know what, that may be rain right above me too. We'll see, but it could not be any more gorgeous up here. African plains and all this weather. Oh my. Hang on. Yeah, no drone flying right now. Gotta keep my hand on my tripod. Woo-hoo. All right, I'm going to hunker down a little bit. Time lapse going here, trying to catch all of this amazingness. Look at the plains. It's just incredible out here. This is the most beautiful night by far. Alright, so I've entered the gambling phase of this. I'm letting the time lapse continue to run to catch this sunset. The sun has actually set, gone behind the horizon, which is normally when you get the beautiful underglow of these clouds above me. We're not getting that because off there in the distance there's kind of this weather front. There's that sheet of rain, and on the other side of that I can see all the underlight, the beautiful just glowing red clouds. That front is blocking it from hitting these clouds above us, which is partly disappointing, but also just, I think, really cool. You get this gorgeous sunset that you can see out there, but yet this dark, almost ominous above us. It's almost like two photos in one. But the reason I'm gambling is I'm letting this run, but that rain is coming towards me pretty quickly. I can almost see it kind of moving this way, and at some point I got to make a mad dash back down to my camp, which is about a mile down that way into that, well, I guess kind of off the side of this cliff here, so we'll see. Alright, so I called it once it started getting dark and the rain has not hit yet, which is wonderful, which means I may make it down this path here and back to my campsite before it rains. So we will see. It's got to not fall and kill myself on the way. But either way, I'm starving, and because every time you drive around in this country, there's all these police, sometimes veterinary checkpoints. They take all your meat. So what I've learned is, don't buy a whole lot of meat and stock up, because you will lose it. That's for sure. And the sad part is, even if you just buy some meat at the last grocery store before you get to where you're going, a couple times they've gotten me, within about an hour's drive of my campsite, but there's not a town or gas station or anything between where they get you and where you're camping, and so if meat's what you were having for dinner tonight, or that night, then there's no dinner. So tonight, dinner is beans. I've had enough meat taken from me on this trip. I got 3 days left. It's gonna be sandwiches and canned goods. And that'll be just fine. I need to eat those up anyways. And if I'm being honest, it's been really difficult to find good cuts of meat here anyways. When I stopped at one grocery store, which was a regular chain grocery store, looked like a normal grocery store we'd have back in the States, but the only beef they had was a cut called beef shin, which was like a slice of the leg, and the meat was just unedible. There was just too much stuff in it, not enough meat. It still had the skin on it. Not good. So I guess I'm not too unhappy about some baked beans for dinner.